Alright, we're back here with Empire of the Sun, carrying on with our play, but there's a couple of rule uh, notes that we want to make. And might have been doing things wrong in the past, which is always good to learn what you're doing wrong. Number one, during the reaction move, I had some units moving from here to here and here to here that had nothing to do with the battle. In reaction moves, anything you do with the reaction moves has to go with the battle hex. You can't do any, you know, other movements from port to port and just reorganizing units. When you're doing a reaction move, it's got to be for the battle hex. You can't move units and have yourself a free move with other units. In other words, you got to just go straight for the battle hex. So these two units here, the one I wanted to put to the port to reinforce Manila can't go, and the one to reinforce the spot in Singapore that he vacated can't go because they got to go to the battle hex. So therefore, on this reaction, that helps the Japanese, but that takes out a couple units there. But we can move this unit here. Now, it helps the Japanese because I will not be moving this unit into the battle hex. He's got to stay there and protect the headquarters. I definitely am not going to do that. Or I could move him in and this one here into the headquarters hex, but I want the stronger unit in the headquarters hex. So this unit here can move 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2 for the mixed terrain, and another one to go into the battle hex. So he can make it there. He has a movement allowance of 3 on land with a 3-op card. It's 3, so there you go. He can move on in. So that'll help out a little bit. Another thing is, I might be wondering, where do these bombers come from? Well, they were eliminated in the Battle of Pearl Harbor. So our first ones that took the hits were my bombers before I inflicted hits onto my ships. But in the preceding turn 2, we get a lot of air replacement points. 5 air replacement points you can see there. So then I went ahead and rebuilt them, and when it came time for placements of air unit replacements, I put them on an airstrip where they're now participating in attack. Because when I first looked at that, I'm like, 5808, that's Pearl Harbor. How in the hell they get all the way? Well, that's how they did get all the way over there. They were eliminated in the Battle of Pearl Harbor with a massive amount of Allied replacement points that are starting to come in and going to be a tide changer in the game. They were built and put where they were needed. So luckily for me, I put them in the right spot. Alright, well that is up to that. We have just moved and activated another unit. We have 6 total. So now we have 2 more units we can activate as the Allied player for this battle in north of Manila. Little airstrip there. I can't really see it. There you go. We're landing there. And you see here, 2 more units. I think I see at least 1. There'll definitely be naval units. 1 here. Then we might have another one down here. Well, is that a naval unit? No, I don't think that is. Alright, well I gotta scrounge up 2 more units for this battle if I can, hopefully, by the Allies. We'll be right back. Okay, that last ship to fulfill the 6 activations by the Allies will be the Asia. She came from Hex 2616. Oh, and I believe that was right here. What's the name of that place there? Tarakan? Yeah. So she came from Tarakan to fulfill our last available slot for reaction. And over here we have our 6 units that we're activating. These 3 are already in the battle hex. The 6 we activated were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. He will get to the battle hex via movement, ground movement. It'll come in via the Dutch and some transports, I guess, that were with the little light cruiser. We got a Force Z battleship and U.S. Asia destroyer and a Kent, which is an Australian cruiser. And there's who they up against. Oh, Congo, full-strength Japanese battleship, and 1 cruiser and some kind of destroyer, but they've been damaged. but they were able to escort transports in to bring in some infantry units. So that's what we got going on there. I also wanted to make note here. If you're ever playing this game, the attack factors that you have on any battle in a naval and air combat will always be the factors that you'll go with. You'll never go with more factors than you can that first number altogether. Now, that factor can be a critical hit with a 9 roll or greater, which means you can concentrate all your hits on whatever target you want, basically is what that means. Instead of spreading them, instead of this mandatory spread out of hits. But now all your attack factor totals can be reduced by half or to a quarter. But on the ground combat, there's a chance their numbers can be doubled. And that's if a 9 or more die roll. Or you could even get a 1.5 result on a ground combat. So ground combat results or die roll effectiveness die rolls can give you a double result on ground combat. It'll never double your air and naval numbers. Your air and naval numbers are always you'll get a good result if you could just keep your original numbers, because there's a chance they could be reduced. But on ground combat, yeah, there's a chance you could double those numbers. So I think in past videos I've said something like, well, if maybe I could get a double die roll on the effectiveness on air naval, nuh-uh, that'll never happen. You'll only get the numbers you go in there with. And a little note here on Pearl Harbor attack, you'll be going in there with 53 attack factors. That's the number you'll be going into a Pearl with. That's not enough, I don't think, to eliminate them. Here's what we rolled, a 1. We rolled a 6 through 9 on my attack from Pearl. Was somewhere between a 6 through 9 because it was a 1 result. 1 result is 53. I think I was able to absorb 38, maybe had 15 left over. I'm not sure, but yeah. There you go. So on Pearl Harbor will give you 53 attack factors. And that is the most you'll get out of that air naval combat table. You might get a critical, but other than that, that is it. Alright, enough of blow eating. We'll be right back and we'll get on with this critical attack that the U.S. player has changed the, what is that? Intelligence to intercept. We'll be right back. Alright, therefore, Imperial Japanese Navy firing 24 factors. And the Allies intercepting with 30. Able to outgun them. Alright, we'll see how many of that 24 the Japanese can use. At a high number, unmodified, with a 2. Not good for the Japanese. They will get 1/4 of 24. Equaling 6 hits applied to the Allies. Now this will be simultaneous. Nobody gets to fire first or anything like that and doesn't respond, so the Allies die roll coming on up. So far, a total disaster for the Japanese, but the key will be the ground attack. But I don't think they have a chance to do anything on that one either. Out of the 30 factors that the Allies are attacking with, they got a good one. They will be able to use all 30 factors. So out of this one here, the Allies will get to use 30 hits. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Now we'll apply them. Alright. Oh, 30 hits. Japanese had 24 total. Let's go ahead and see how we're going to do this. This will be, these will be defense factors now, so we'll be looking at another number. We have a 14. We have to suck up 30 factors. So we got 14 plus 10 plus 8, 12, 32 here. Alright, so we get 2 factors we can leave dangling. You see how I'm going to do this. Be right back. Alright, so we have to distribute 30 hits. We will take 14 from the Congo. There's 14 out of 30. Alright, now another 8 from a Kamikaze sinks her. So that is 22. Oh, hold on a second. All right, it means we have 8 factors left, which won't sink anybody. So that'll be the results of that. Just one ship sank and the Congo destroyed, or the Congo damaged. Now we will give the Allies 6 hits, and we will go ahead and do it this way. We will 6. We'll take away. Well, that won't do nothing here. Won't do nothing here. We'll destroy him at 4, or we'll damage him at 4. We'll have 2 dangling, and 2 will just go away. So the result of an air-naval battle is can I add these in? I might not have added these in the total. Hold on a second. We'll be right back. Yep, everything was added incorrectly. So out of the 24 hits the Japanese and Navy are throwing at the Allies, they only get to get 6 out of that 24. So 6 will, you're looking at that second number, flip him over for 4, then we'll have 2 left over, won't do nothing to anybody. That's their defense, that's their defense. So that is a result of the battle. Kamikaze sunk, Congo damaged, Asia damaged. US, or Allies, definitely came out ahead on that one. Now we will go to ground combat. Be right back. Alright then, for this battle, we're using these numbers here. Imperial Japanese Navy, Naval Infantry, and a Korean Army, or Corps, equals 28 factors. So we outgunned the Allies when it comes to ground units, because the Allies are only throwing a total of 12. Oh, I did that wrong, didn't I? Dutch US total will be 16. Okay, 16. 10, 16. I forgot to add him in. Alright, there you go. 16, 28. We'll let the Imperial Japanese Navy roll first, and we'll see what kind of modifiers we got on this roll. There's definitely going to be one for terrain. Terrain will be clear, and that does not give us a modifier. And that's what we're looking for. That's why we picked that spot over our other spot. Ooh, another, let me see, offensives. We would have got a +2 if we would have been the only ones with ships left after the air-naval combat, but that won't work because we do not eliminate the Allied shipping. Reaction player modifiers, we get one if it was a HQ, but we wisely decided not to go after that HQ hex. Event cards, let me go look. Be right back. Alright, well, the event card would be this here, and this is modifiers. Would have only taken care of the aircraft carriers if the U.S. had any aircraft carriers in the battle, which they did not, so nothing on that modifier. So we will be rolling for the combat effectiveness ground combat die roll with no modifiers. Make sure that's correct. We'll be right back. Alright, key part of the battle, the ground combat. Japanese throwing in some Korean army. A big unit, it's a major unit going in there. Costs a lot of amphibious logistics. And some Japanese naval infantry. How many of those 28 factors will they use? And they, like I said, on ground combat, they could be able to double it on this die roll. So this die roll, Japanese are looking for a high number. High number. They get a 4. Oof. That's only a 1, so they'll be able to inflict 28 hits on the Allies. Dutch US combined forces, ground forces are rolling. They got 16. They're hoping to double that on their die roll, and their die roll can be doubled. So again, looking for a high die roll on this ground combat. Always looking for a high die roll, but are more effective on this ground combat because there's a chance it can be doubled. All right. Well, this was pretty much the tale of my last Empire of the Sun, and it all comes down to die rolls. And the Japanese cannot get any luck. They have bad die roll luck. Okay, let's look at this. So 9 means they'll get doubled. So we were shooting at with 16. Ooh, that'll be 32, I believe. Yeah, I was absent the day they taught math, but I think that might be it. So we'll be right back. All right, then applying the hits. Japanese Navy, Naval Infantry, applying 28 hits. Ooh, 10, 20. I got 8 left. That won't take care. That won't eliminate nobody, so we'll leave those dangling. Now we have to give the Imperial Japanese Navy 32 hits. Ouch. 18. I'm about to do this off camera. 24, 24, 30. Alright, well that does it though now. Make sure I did my math right. We'll be right back. Alright, so the battle for the airstrip north of Manila resulted in Japanese Corps and 2 naval infantry units being reduced to 50% effectiveness. Kamikaze sunk. Congo also reduced in effectiveness, so major loss, but could have been a lot worse. Could have been a disaster. It was just a really bad battle for Japanese. Horrible die rolls. They will be licking their wounds big time and looking for a port to escape to. And here with the Allies, U.S., Australian, and Dutch forces. Oh, we suffered infantry. Took the brunt of it on the beaches or and the landing came in. They suffered 50% effectiveness. And Asia was not sunk, but it suffered damage too. So big win for the Allies. Post-combat movement. Be right back. All right. Well, after the smoke clears in that battle for the Philippines, the Japanese are no closer than they were in my first playthrough. And that was the whole meaning of this restart, was to see if there was just something that was wrong with Rasmus, that it was Japanese are doing epically bad. We're doing a little bit better because in this game we do have a Japanese presence in the Philippines, just not on the main island. But at the end of this last battle we had, there are stacking limits per hex. And in the hex, when it comes down to naval units, you can have 7 or 6. I think it's the number 6 or 7 out of luck. But when it comes to ground units and air units, ground/air, you can only have a combination of 3. So we put all 3 of these infantry units in there just to hold on to that spot. And we moved the air units that would have been in excess of stacking limits to the airport or airstrip just north of the battle hex. Moved the Dutch ship and the Asia to Manila Bay, and went ahead and took the Australian 4C back to Singapore, beefed that on up just in case. And the Kent did come from down here. They put her here to reinforce the headquarters. As for the Japanese, well, they're licking their wounds, so that major defeat at their newly acquired port there. That's the closest one to them. I would have thought even in real life they would have probably wanted to get to the closest port. Or they could have got over there, but we put them there. That is it. Like I said, redid my game to see if I was doing something wrong, but nope, it's just an uphill battle for the Japanese. I think that's the main thing. Now there's a whole deck of cards there we didn't get to in my first game. My first game, we only, out of 12 turns, we only got a third way through. Only got 4 turns, so we're gonna go the other 2/3 on this. I'll do that off camera. That'll be a lot to do, but if I see anything that's interesting to the channel midway through the game, or some kind of battle situations or something I think it'll be good to broadcast, we will. But other than that, we're gonna continue with my second playthrough of Empire of the Sun, and this was kind of, like I said, an analysis of the opening moves, but yeah, it's pretty much the same result. Nothing was done differently, and if anything, Japanese might be having a little bit more bad luck in this game. But that is it. Opening moves for Empire of the Sun, and I'm going to continue this on my gaming season. Only got about a week left, but we'll be dropping in here in Central America and other spots. Be back.